You're listening to Prophecy Talk with Erika Grey.
The bomb called Brexit, its fallout, and Bible prophecy. Brexit, that is the UK voting to exit the European Union, shocked the world. It is not only the most serious crisis the European Union has faced, with fallout that is affecting the EU, UK, and world markets, but it is bound to create a geopolitical tectonic shift. In my article, Bible Prophecy and the UK Elections, I made the erroneous conclusion that based on Bible prophecy, there will be no Brexit, because that was the logical conclusion based on events that would fit with Bible prophecy. But what I did not anticipate was the result of a Brexit vote that would also move the EU forward into the biblical description of the EU in its final state. But I did state that the UK referendum might lead to the EU breaking into a two-tier structure, which we see in Bible prophecy. Since Brexit, there are some interesting developments. One, the EU, which has garnered little interest worldwide, suddenly is in the headlines with a development that has caught the attention of the masses. Two, the EU leaders who did all they could to appease the UK and keep the UK in the European Union to the point of allowing it concessions and more opt-outs of EU policy than allowed for any other nation, has taken a turn. These same leaders are demanding a divorce with an immediate enactment of Article 50 of the Lisbon Treaty that begins the exit from the EU, and this to begin before the next UK administration. While the fallout continues from the Brexit and the markets are reacting to the uncertainty into the unknown, Jean-Claude Juncker dramatically ended a press conference by walking out of it after answering no to the question, is this the end of the EU? It was a strong no, followed by the action of walking out of the conference as if to say he will not even address any more questions relating to the EU's dissolution. There is now a sense of anger as France, Germany, and Italy said no to negotiation before Article 50 is triggered. In complete line with Bible prophecy is the Spinelli groups, the Federalist faction that influences EU policy, officially calling for a renewed commitment to European political unity and a meeting on how to relaunch the European political project. ALDE leader and MEP Guy Verhofstadt stated in a press conference that now is the time to go forward with a small group of nations into political union, that the EU is too unwieldy with 28 member nations. George Soros has also called for the reconstruction of Europe. Other commentators have also mentioned the EU going forward with an inner core. This inner core could easily line with Bible prophecy's ruling 10-nation federation. There is a good deal of uncertainty right now and much being written about Brexit. The markets are reacting as well. Fitch and Moody's and Standard & Poor's credit reporting agencies have downgraded the UK based on the Brexit vote alone. There is talk of Scotland and Northern Ireland leaving the UK, a second referendum, which David Cameron objects to, and the possibility of a new administration ushering the UK back into the EU, which, if that were to happen, it would be without all of their previous opt-outs, given the current mood of EU leaders. This is in line with the new slogan, in is in and out is out, and the anger over what the wandering bride put its partner through on the way to the exit vote. In Bible prophecy in Daniel chapter 7 verse 8 is the mysterious forecast. I was considering the horns, and there was another horn, a little one, coming up among them, before whom 3 of the first horns were plucked out by the roots. The three horns plucked out by the roots is a mystery, and we will not know the answer until it begins to unfold. I have speculated on possibilities for this verse, but with Brexit, another could possibly present itself. The UK brought 4 nations to the EU: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Britain comprises of England, Scotland, and Wales. There is the possibility that one of these nations will rejoin the EU, such as Scotland or Northern Ireland, leaving the other 3 plucked up by the roots once the exit is complete. But if this is the fulfillment of Daniel 7:8, then those 3 nations will not return to the EU. This plucking up by the roots does not leave the impression that this was good for the nations, but rendered them powerless. The fact is that some biblical prophecies can only be matched with scriptures after they are happening or after they occur, because we are just not in the place in time for them to make total sense. If this is not the fulfillment of Daniel 7:8, there is the possibility that the UK or Britain can rejoin at a later date. But if that were to happen in the current mood, none of the opt-outs would be tolerated. As the slogan goes, a nation will either be in or out. The details of what will unfold are uncertain. What is certain, based on Bible prophecy, is that the EU will come out of this stronger and more in line with the end-time description of an inner core of 10 nations. It waits to be seen if the 3-nation prophecy of Daniel 7:8 will see fulfillment with Brexit. And if it is, the outcome is not good for these nations, as the Bible gives the impression that they are left severely weakened.